I generally do the 12 noon video with Gargi. At least on this tour, we have done it together. But this is a video that I had to do it alone. I had to do it alone because I had to soak this in. I had to be alone. I had to remember my moments with Mohammad Siraj. I had to recollect what I saw in the 57 minutes of madness at the Oval. And I had to celebrate someone I consider a dear friend of mine. This is a video celebrating the Mohammad Siraj journey. Let me start, and by the way, I will go to and fro. I will digress. I have not scripted this. I don't. I will take you back to Edgbaston. I will take you back to the first day of India's practice at Edgbaston. India had lost Leeds. Things did not go well at all. India had scored 470. India had scored 370. England just went through and won it easy. 370 was scored in a canter. Unfortunately, Mohammad Siraj was not able to pull his weight. Jasprit Bumrah, despite a fifer, in the second innings, the Indian bowlers weren't there. Yes, you will say that moment when Ben Duckett catch went up and Yashasvi Jaiswal dropped it at deep fine, or maybe deep square, sorry. And then you will remember that and think that Mohammad Siraj did bowl his heart out. But the point is, in sport, it's winner takes all, right? And Mohammad Siraj had not pulled his weight. In Edgbaston, the ground is different. The practice facilities are outside, unlike at the Oval. And when I went in, I went inside the ground, and I was sitting in the gallery soaking it all in. Mohammad Siraj, the rest of the team was practicing outside. Mohammad Siraj had finished his batting practice. He had bowled, he had finished his batting practice, and he was actually coming in. That is when I was going out to try and check out who was batting at the nets. We bumped into each other, and as I said, we are very good friends, and he stopped there and he started doing this. I didn't understand. He called me and he said he was actually walking. We gave each other a hug. He was walking away after that. He comes back. He stands there. He comes to me and he says, मेरे बारे में बहुत कुछ बोला जा रहा है. सबको चुप कराने का टाइम आ गया. बहुत कुछ सुन रहा हूं मैं. ये बंद कर देने का टाइम आ गया. आप देख लेना, इस मैच में जिताऊंगा इंडिया को. आप 100% देख लेना, ये मेरा मैच है, मैं जिता के दूंगा. And I tell him that तेरे को पता है, एजबेस्टन में हमने मैच नहीं जीता है. I hope you know what you're talking about, because 8 test matches in the past, this is the 9th, we have never won a match in Edgbaston. So what are you talking about? And do you also know that Jasprit Bumrah, I mean, I was telling to myself that obviously Jasprit Bumrah will not be there, and this guy is saying that he can win India the match in Edgbaston. Ultimately, yes, Akashdeep picked 10, but trust me, Mohammad Siraj was as much a part of that Edgbaston story as Akashdeep. That spell by Mohammad Siraj, Joe Root, and then Ben Stokes, unbelievable, thunder. And then in the second innings again, Mohammad Siraj was just in his element, kept running in, kept running in, kept running in, and at no point in time did he seem tired. Did he seem that he wanted to give up? Did he seem that he wanted to get some rest? And that for me, trust me, was the defining aspect of the Mohammad Siraj story in Edgbaston. Now here comes 1-1. The test match caravan moves to Lords. Again, I meet him at practice. Again, we have an exchange, and he says, Lords Honours Board, we discuss that. We discuss what India can do. We discuss the return of Jasprit Bumrah. And again, he says, ye series hum jeet sakte hain. Mohammad Siraj is always a positive man. And you know what? I had to actually go home to see my daughter and do an event in Delhi at the end of the Lords Test match. And my flight was at 9:45 p.m. from Gatwick. And as India was batting and batting and batting, and if you remember, it was 162. What am I saying? 362. 162 for 9 at tea. India still needed around 30 odd runs. Mohammad Siraj was batting along with Ravindra Jadeja. And I'm looking at my watch and I'm thinking that my car, the car that I had booked to get to the airport, would come in about half an hour. And I'm thinking to myself, what if Mohammad Siraj is able to script the miracle? What if Mohammad Siraj actually does the job? I will not be there. How am I going to do this? And then the heartbreak happens. You know, just about 10 minutes before I was about to leave, that Shoaib Bashir delivery. And believe me, Mohammad Siraj had actually presented a copybook defense. He had come behind the ball, he had copybook defense. The ball just rolled off because the bat face was like this. So it rolled off the bat face and then went and hit the stumps. It was as agonizing, as painful, and as shocking as you could possibly get. It was the most frustrating, the most gut-wrenching way of getting out. And I thought to myself on my way to the airport, God, why does it happen with Mohammad Siraj? Here is a man who has given it his all time and again for India, has done everything possible in the world. Why on earth does it happen with Mohammad Siraj? But then, you know what? That's sport. Sport is real, not real. Sport is cruel. In sport, you will lose way many more times than you will win. In sport, the pain is far, far more than the ecstasy. The joy is short-lived. The pain is enduring. And that is what sport teaches us. As I decided to come back for Manchester, one of the things that I thought to myself, he needed that from me, but from my end, I needed to tell him that. I needed to tell him, Mohammad Siraj, that is not the end. Lords doesn't define Mohammad Siraj. Cannot. It is not a picture postcard that Mohammad Siraj or any of India, 1.4 billion people, will want to even remember. And we did meet in Manchester. Manchester is yet one of those grounds. It was rainy, it was cloudy. I did meet Mohammad Siraj. And you can go straight in front of the dressing room at Manchester and the Indian team would come down and literally meet all of us there. And I said to Mohammad Siraj, "Ye match jitao aur jersey mujhe do." And in a second he told me that ye match main aapko promise kar raha hu, ye match main aapko jita ke dunga aur ye jersey aapka hai. This was on the eve of the match. Again, you think one thing, you predict one thing, you hope for one thing, and the thing doesn't go to script at all. India batted well in the first innings in Manchester. We got to about 350 plus, but England batted magically, scored 669 runs. Mohammad Siraj did not pull in his weight with the ball. Jasprit Bumrah did not pull in his weight with the ball. India struggled. Mohammad Siraj struggled. And once a team that has scored 669 runs, that team doesn't lose. So the fact of India winning in Manchester was literally out of the question. The one thing that could have happened there, India not losing. And I was praying for that Manchester miracle. When India came out to bat and it became 0-2, I remember telling my colleagues that this is done. I don't think India can last 1.5. I don't. I absolutely don't. And then we saw rearguard. We saw KL Rahul. We saw Shubman Gill, we saw Washington Sundar, we saw Ravindra Jadeja, and all of a sudden young India was speaking out in a voice that they can save a test match. They can save a test match and script history and give Mohammad Siraj one more opportunity to come and do what Mohammad Siraj stands for. At the end of the day, the Manchester miracle happened. India comes into the Oval with the match alive, the series alive, chances of 2-2 still real. There was enough evidence to say that Jasprit Bumrah will not play at the Oval. And once again, just like in Edgbaston, it was Mohammad Siraj who will become the leader of the pack. A statistic for you. Mohammad Siraj without Jasprit Bumrah, average of 25. Mohammad Siraj with Jasprit Bumrah, average of 35. Many people have asked me over the last few days, what do you think happens to Mohammad Siraj without Jasprit Bumrah? I think what happens to Mohammad Siraj is that Mohammad Siraj tells himself that he is the leader of that pack. He tells himself that this is my team. I have to mentor an Akashdeep. I have to mentor a young Prasidh Krishna. I have to lead this pack. I have to show the world that I am the one who India is banking on. This is for my country. This is for my team. When Jasprit Bumrah is around, he is the second fiddle. He is the support cast. But now he is the hero. And that is the story of Mohammad Siraj that was at the Oval. All of us were actually praying that overcast conditions, cloudy conditions, and let India win that toss. Let India win that toss, and Mohammad Siraj will unleash himself on the English. Again, you pray for something and luck doesn't go your way. Shubman Gill loses his 5th straight toss of the series, and India is put in, as Ollie Pope said at the toss, and if you remember, that it's a no-brainer. Green oval wicket, India put in, England in charge, difficult batting conditions, extremely tough for India. India gets bundled out. India gets bundled out for 224. All England needs is one good batting effort, and the start is horrendous. Duckett and Crawley take to the Indians and take them to the cleaners. Prasidh Krishna is perhaps the only one who was able to exert control. Mohammad Siraj and Akashdeep are just being hit all over the park. England race to 105 for 1 at luncheon break. 109 for 1 to be exact. And all of us are thinking at lunch break as I go out to do my show, what on earth is going on? What and how is this even possible? How does India get back from here? Put up Mohammad Siraj. Post-lunch, put his hand up, Mohammad Siraj, a spell of 8 straight overs. Yes, you heard it right. A spell of 8 straight overs of tremendous intensity, tremendous commitment, and tremendous passion. First, it was Ollie Pope. The ball comes in, thud, England captain. Shubman Gill was unwilling perhaps to take that review. Dhruv Jurel was unsure of that DRS. Mohammad Siraj was insistent on that DRS. He knew he had nailed his man. And as the 3 stumps showed the red line and hitting, Mohammad Siraj's gesticulation said he was in the act. If Ollie Pope was the trailer, the big fish was Joe Root. Joe Root, the big man, generational great for England, one of the greatest batters of all time. And yet again, the ball coming in, Mohammad Siraj trapping Joe Root LBW, giving India the opening that India needed. It was 2 done. And thereafter, one more time with that in-swinger against Jacob Bethel, the outswinger to the right-hander. Mohammad Siraj has developed this delivery. Jacob Bethel trapped in front. Absolute magic. India back, Mohammad Siraj back, and we are seeing the fight back, and the fight back is real. But it's still not done. England get a handy 23-run first innings lead. Mohammad Siraj now needs to do it one final time for India. 374-run lead, and all of us think this is a job done. I said India 80-20 when England went into bat. And then again that Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett effort. 50 runs done. England taking control. What a great final hour for England on day 3. Duckett and Crawley doing it again. Mohammad Siraj, last ball of the day, penultimate ball, sets it up, pushes the fielder back, tells the mid-on to go wider. KL Rahul chips in, Shubman Gill chips in, and then Mohammad Siraj goes in to bowl and does the double bluff. He bowls at the base of off stump. Zach Crawley has no idea what to do, does not get his bat down in time, and Mohammad Siraj has opened the door yet one more time for India. 50 for 1 and the match is poised. We are all saying it's India. 4th day morning, Siraj with intensity and Prasidh bowling well, picks up Duckett, Siraj picks up Pope, India in business. And then that moment of heartbreak again. That is sport. How cruel can it be? Prasidh Krishna had set up Harry Brook. Prasidh Krishna had trapped Harry Brook and the shot was played. Siraj settles under the ball and takes it. And in that momentum, puts one step behind and goes over the rope. all of a sudden, Mohammad Siraj has conceded a six and perhaps given England that lifeline that they so badly needed. It was a moment in the game that could well be the turning point. And I thought to myself, will Mohammad Siraj go back to India with the Shoaib Bashir moment and with the Harry Brook moment? Can the cricket gods be as cruel on this man? England 317 for 4, the match done. Post T, Prasidh Krishna comes and opens it up again with Jacob Bethel and Joe Root. And here comes Mohammad Siraj, the final act of the series. The moment those 2 wickets fell, Siraj got the crowd to go. Every ball was being cheered. Every ball Siraj was clapping thrice. Every ball the crowd was getting behind India. And you could sense that Siraj was bowling and bowling and bowling. 26 overs. 20 overs on the day. This was something incredible that we were witnessing from Mohammad Siraj. End of day, because of rain, the final act in the drama still to be unfolding, day 5, and here comes Mohammad Siraj one final time. He had rested up. He knew that he had to write his own script. He knew that the cricket gods couldn't be as unkind. And first, it was Jamie Smith. At no point did Jamie Smith look that he will be able to survive. Catch done, taken, India in business, Siraj in business. And thereafter it was Jamie Overton. If the Joe Root dismissal did not go his way, umpire's call. Today, Jamie Smith and thereafter Jamie Overton, the umpire's call going Mohammad Siraj's way. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. The cricket gods had to reward the greatest devotee. If you call it a temple, you call it a mosque, you call it whatever you want, the devotee is pure. And the cricket gods couldn't be as cruel. You go and read my piece. They had to give it to him. Jamie Overton done, India 2 away. Prasidh Krishna gets into business, gets Josh Tongue. Final wicket out there. The drama is intense. Gus Atkinson doesn't want to give up. India doesn't want to give up. And all of us, real intense moments of heart attack. Dhruv Jurel misses a run out. Mohammad Siraj is livid. But again, the cricket gods tell him, it is your moment, not someone else's chance to be the hero. And one final time with the ball. Redemption time. Gus Atkinson, all wickets flat. All of India, 1.4 billion people rejoicing. That's what the story is, folks. That is what Mohammad Siraj will take back from this series. And that is the ultimate story of redemption. What a man, what a character, what a story, what a performer, what a warrior, what a soldier, and mostly, what a cricketer. And here's my gift. At the end of the game, here's the match jersey which my colleague Shubhan decided to get for me, presented to me by Mohammad Siraj. This is what it is. You take this back, and this is from a friend to another friend who has backed him all his life. Salute to Mohammad Siraj for what he's done. He's made us all proud. And now Siraj has emerged from the shadows of Jasprit Bumrah and is the leader of the pack. More and